Hi, this is Josh Taylor from Spinning and Mad Dog Athletics. And I want to talk about something that we highly recommend you do at the end of each class if you have the Precor Spinner Chrono model bikes. Now, the nice thing about the Spinner Chrono is it has a highly sensitive or accurate pressure or strain gauge that reads the rider's power output, how much force they're actually putting into the bike at any given time. And with any very accurate or sensitive tool, it's important to calibrate these things. So the nice thing with the Spinner Chrono is it does have an auto calibration function. So that calibration function, let me explain that really quickly to you. Basically what it's doing is it's zeroing out any plus or minus power measurement or load that might be left on the strain gauge for a multitude of reasons, whether it got cold in the room or hot, metal expands and contracts, and our strain gauge is definitely on an aluminum arm on the resistance unit. So that can affect one bike to the other. So like I said, the nice thing with these bikes is the computer does do an auto calibration function that makes each bike very consistent in the room. And that's a good thing. We want bikes that are very consistent. So the nice thing with our bikes is we do have a strain gauge technology that is highly accurate with the rider's power output. And with this auto calibration function, it keeps them very consistent. So if you've had a leaderboard or if you're doing functional threshold power or PST tests, that the bikes number 1 and bike number 2, they're the same each and every time. So that's nice. So let me explain what we recommend. So when you start pedaling the bike, of course the computer is going to fire up and it's going to show all the metrics. Now when you stop pedaling the Spinner Chrono, it goes into the pause mode. And in that pause mode, it will do its auto calibration function. So here's what I like to tell instructors to do at the end of every class. So as you're doing the cool down and everybody's riding, you might be doing some upper body stretching, whatever, it's very intuitive for you to say, hey, I'd like everybody in the room to take the resistance all the way to the left, turn that knob all the way to the left till it stops. So that then after class or after you're done doing your cool down and they stop pedaling, the bike then goes into its auto calibration function on 0 load. So let me say that again. So during the cool down in class, when everybody is still pedaling, you're going to ask the riders to take that resistance knob and turn it all the way to the left till it stops, opening up the brake caliper. And then when they stop pedaling to dismount the bike and it goes into the pause mode, it'll run that auto calibration function on 0 load. Why I like to recommend this, or we recommend this, is that it is auto-calibrating on 0 load on every bike in the room so that then when the next class comes in, they've all calibrated on the same resistance level. Another thing I like to add, if you ever see somebody in class, it's, because this is very technical, it's very sensitive stuff that we have in these bikes, you might see one just for some reason that's showing kind of an odd number, well, whether it's really high or really low. Just tell that rider, all right, as they're pedaling, say, I want you to take that resistance knob, turn it all the way to left, stop pedaling, look at your computer, it'll go into the pause mode, have them sit there for 5 seconds, start pedaling, it'll do the auto calibration on 0 load, and they're going to be good to go. So that's something that we highly recommend you do just to keep things consistent, concise, and accurate.